Swamin namaste natalokabandho karunya sindho patitam bhavabdho mamuddharatmiya kataksha drishtya rijvyati karunya sudhabhivrishtya. Swamin namaste, Swamin namaste, Swamin namaste, Swamin namaste. Yat kirtanam, yat smaranam, yadikshanam, yad vandanam, yat shravanam, yadarhanam. Lokasya sadyo vidhunoti kalmasham tasmai subhadrashravase namo namaha vichakshanaya charanopasadanat sangam vyudasyo bhayato antaratmanah vendanti brahmagatim Gataklamaha tasmai subhadrashravase namo namaha tasmai subhadrashravase namo namaha tasmai subhadrashravase namo namaha. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Sanjay, show that Mrishagirasta. Shall we chant that shloka? Mrishagirasta hyasati rasatkatha
Mrishagirasta hyasati rasatkatha
Nakatyate yat Bhagavan adhokshajaha
Nakadyate yad Bhagavan adhokshajaha
Tadeva satyam taduhaiva mangalam
Tadeva satyam taduhaiva mangalam
Tadeva punyam bhagavad gunodayam
Tadeva punyam bhagavad gunodayam
Tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam
Tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam
Tadeva shashvan manaso mahotsavam
Tadeva shashvan manaso mahotsavam
Tadeva shokarnava shoshanam nrinam
Tadeva shokarnava shoshanam nrinam
Yaduttama shloka yasho nugiyate
Yaduttama shloka yasho nugiyate.
Yesterday, some asked for the references. It is from Srimad Bhagavatam 12.12.48 and 49. So here it says that such words which do not discuss the Lord, that is, it does not have anything to do with the God, then they are false and untrue. So we can assess ourselves how much time we spend in a day talking about whatever is unessential, and what the words which contains God's name, what are those? Tadeva satyam, that is the truth. Taduhaiva mangalam, that is auspicious. Tadeva punyam, it is holy. When we sing or speak about God's excellences, His glory, His magnificence, all that is the truth, auspiciousness and holiness. Tadeva ramyam, it is beautiful. We find beauty in many other things. We don't find beauty in taking God's name. if we had found, then most of our time we would have spent in that. We are spending time in other things because we find it more pleasant, more interesting, more beautiful. So tadeva ramyam, it's beautiful. Ruchiram navam navam. And it is tastier, very tasty. And every time we dwell in the name of God or anything about God, it is not only beautiful, it is not only tastier, it gives newness and newness. Everything else becomes old. Everything else in this world becomes old. Only God doesn't become old. His name doesn't become old. That is why for ages and ages, the people have gone one by one with age. Everybody has gone. But his name remains like this. The books and the texts which deal with him remains the same. No word is changed. Every word remains as it is. So tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam. Tadeva shashvan manaso mahotsavam. And it gives so much of festivity in the mind. And festivity of what kind? Eternal festivity. It remains always in the mind. So there is a very beautiful shloka which I think is in our prayers. Nityotsavo bhavet tesham nityashri nityamangalam yesham hridistho bhagavan mangalayatanam harihi nitya utsava. And this one is saying not only nitya utsava, nitya mahotsava. It is not only utsava, it is a mahotsava. And it remains shashvata, shashvat. That is, eternally, it remains as a mahotsavam. Why? In that other sloka also it says, Nityotsavo bhavet tesham, nitya shrihi, nitya mangalam. For those who keep Sri Hari in their heart, Sri Hari, who is all auspiciousness, for such people who keep Sri Hari in the heart and is one-pointedly devoted, for them nitya utsavaha, eternal festivity is there, nitya shrihi, eternal prosperity, and nitya mangalam, eternal auspiciousness. The same thing is being said here, shashvan manaso mahotsavam. The mind always feels happy, peaceful, because all kinds of impurity go away. Impurity, how will it go away? Keeping God in the heart. How can impurities also stay? God is the most pure thing, most pure. So, it is the shrine of God. Only thing, with our desire, with our possessiveness, we bring in dirty water and make our mind unclean. And we very beautifully hold on to them. And also think of God. Also want God. But God says, first clean up my shrine. Then I will be revealed. I am already there. You are not able to see me because it's all dirty and it is veiled with the tendencies which are impure. So, tadeva shokarnava shoshanam. And all the miseries that we face, sufferings, miseries, afflictions, little hurts from here and there, everything will be dried up by his name. So, we were saying, what is bhakti? We learned that Bhagavatam is describing bhakti as ahaituki and apratihata. That is, bhakti should be unconditional, bhakti should be also unmotivated. And what is apratihata? Our bhakti should not flicker, it should be very stable. In spite of whatever happens in the life, we should feel that it is given by God. So the bhakti, we should not feel that, oh, why me? Why is he doing this to me? So your bhakti becomes less. So I'll first take one question, beautiful question. So Hina is asking, what is unconditional love? How do you fulfill someone else's need before yours with so much ease. Where does this bhava come from? And how do you imbibe it in your daily life? So she's asked about your unconditional love and unconditional bhakti, you can say. So whether it is love or bhakti for God or bhakti for anything or love for anybody, this unconditional word is the most important thing, that we don't want anything in return. If we love somebody, we love because we cannot but love. My nature is full of love. I do not want anything or expect anything. This unconditional love one can attain, and it can be attained only by non-expectation. Non-expectation, don't expect anything. We are not able to love unconditionally because we expect. A husband will expect a wifely behavior from the wife. The wife will expect a husbandly behavior from the husband. Parents will expect children how they should behave with the parent, like that. Children also vice versa. From friends also we will have exchange. Always we are expecting. If we slowly, and it can be done, my dear children, we can give up this expectation. We should be able to take everybody, embrace everybody without expecting anything. And the next question is, how do you fulfill someone else's need before yours with so much ease? Where does this bhava come from? And how do you imbibe it in your daily life? I can say this, that to get this unconditional love, you have to stay with people who have unconditional love. So, you should come here and stay. Just like with parents. From parents, so many things we learn without being taught. Some things they teach us, but many things, just by being with them, we learn so many good things. It is just like that. Be with a person with unconditional love and you will get it. That is why it is said, Guru Sannidhi is absolutely necessary in one's life. One must come. One must come and be here. Be at the feet of the Guru. And it is actually be in the association of such people who have this unconditional love. And what are these people? Holy people. There may be the realized people. Why are they having this unconditional love? Because of their nature. They are sarva bhute hite rataha. Their mind is only given to the welfare of others. They will not look into what is happening to oneself. They will not look into their timings, their work, and their own likings. They will, if they find that somebody is having some problem, has come to meet and get some solace, first thing they will do is meet the person and talk to that person. Similarly, any other thing. Because they are able to do this, because in their mind they are always anchored, not only anchored, they find sameness in everybody. They find the same self in everybody. They find everybody as their own. That is why they are able to embrace. Whom do we embrace? Our children. Suppose your son comes very late at night, has not taken food, and says that I am very hungry, please give me some food. No food is there. You will grumble, scold, but still he will cook food and give him. Suppose an unknown person comes, will you like to do that? Nobody will do. Maybe one day, second day, he will say that please excuse me. What are we doing in the ashram? At whichever time, whoever comes, we are trying to give food. Whatever we have. Swamiji told me in the beginning, never say food is over. If rice is over, you have suji, rava, it is called rava here. So make some upma and give. If that is also not there, give some kela, padam. Never say food is not there. Give whatever you have. At least show that you want to give. I remember that at one time when it has happened, help seekers have come and I'm alone. I'm not able to given something, but some more things to be given. I have told them, I want to give you, but I'm not able to go and run about and get the things. You just wait. You wait for some time. Somebody will come, at that time we will give you. So this feeling that we want to do, and that feeling should be very genuine also. How do you make it genuine? By staying with such people. Because here we have seen that Swamiji himself is doing. He will never say that come and help me. Now always there is somebody with him. So automatically he gets some help. But we have seen him earlier when he was younger, he would do everything himself. He will not, even when, our veranda. So veranda, that old veranda, it had one fan at one corner, another fan at one corner. So our classes would be in the middle always without fan. So anyway, if still we will be putting on the fans from two sides. So if there is nobody staying there, earlier I never used to understand why Swamiji is getting up and where is he going. Suddenly he is taking a Gita classes, explaining shlokas. Suddenly he'll get up and he is going towards the end of the veranda. Why is he going? To put off the fan. He has not told any of us, get up and go and put it off. So this was his nature. I've seen that I used to cook, and especially I got the blessed opportunity to cook for Swamiji. So in Swamiji's kitchen, maybe I'm doing, some fruits have come, nobody is there to cut, so I'm cutting. I'm alone. For a long time, I was the only woman here. So I'm cutting. And then if Swamiji is going, he'll just stop there, ask for a knife and start cutting and help without any word. Then ask for a big vessel, and then I would be very impressed by that actually. So taking a big vessel and putting everything, all the cut fruits, the way he will do like this. I'm mixing. So that was very new to me. With so much thing I have not seen in my life earlier. So in the beginning I used to feel, oh, how beautifully he is doing this. So that is how you learn, I used to see him talking to us and maybe explaining some very deep concept. Suddenly, some villager has come. And the villager, poor man, he is standing there, waiting there. Swamiji would stop the conversation and go and ask. Sometimes it has happened that he is talking for a long time. So when I did not understand Malayalam, I used to think, what is he talking? And also, leaving this very deep discussion, we were so engrossed into it, feeling so transported somewhere else. And he has gone away, and with one villager, what is he talking? So later when I came to understand the language, I found that his very simple talk. He is just giving some advice or maybe asking about the household situation, whatever was the reason for which this man had come, and understood how he deals with people around him. So that is what, I will not go into detail into this. I just want to say that a holy man is a sarvabhute hite rataha because he finds everybody the same. He has same love for everybody. He is adveshta sarvabhutana. He has no hatred towards anybody. And suhridas sarvadehinam. He is friend of everybody. And he has this friendliness, kindness, all these things. So, Kapila told to his mother, Kapila and Devahuti in Bhagavatam, there is a section. Devahuti is the mother of Kapila Deva. So Devahuti, she was very much in worldliness, looking after the domestic sides. She was very interested. Then at one time, when she became a little older, and her husband Kardama Prajapati left to become a sannyasi, she told her own son Kapila Deva. Kapila Deva was actually Mahavishnu's Amsha, part of Mahavishnu. That, my dear son, all this time I have spent my time unnecessarily in worldliness. Now I have understood, to get eternal happiness or liberation, I must spend my time in the thought of God. Not only that, in one pointed thought of God, without any kind of attachment for anything. So please give me some advice. So Kapila Deva gives a lot of advice in that. At one section, he is describing who is a holy man and gives lot of qualities of the holy people. And you know what he says? Oh mother, you must seek the company of holy people. Be in their association and learn from them. What? All these qualities. And what a holy man will do? He has no clinging to anybody. Who is a holy person? He has no desire. He has no clinging to anything. He has no possessiveness. So if we get the association of such people, from our minds also, desire, possessiveness and ego will go. Because constantly he will be speaking on these. How you can get over this I-ness, get over this mindness, get over these attachments, how you can have universal love, how from a constricted attitude you can become universal in your vision. He'll be talking only of that. And all the Shastras are saying only that. So that is why he was saying that, O mother, sangaha teshu prarthyaha. Their association is what you should pray for. Pray for. So now you are from the household. You cannot be always in the association. So now, you have to spend time so that you get the inputs. What is universal love? And you can practice it in your house also. How will you practice? You think about others. Try to understand their problem. Whether one is unhappy, whether one is having a heavy heart, try to understand. How will we understand? Once we stop constantly thinking about oneself, we'll be able to understand about others. When I had the hemorrhage, I was in the hospital, in the ICU. After a few days, I was a little better. One young girl, she must be the cleaning girl. So I was seeing that she comes and with some lotion she is cleaning the beds and whatever little items were there. So she was cleaning. I was having severe headache, and such severe headache that the nurse came and asked me, "Are you crying?" I said, "Oh, no, I'm not crying." But tears are falling from your eyes. I said, "Is it?" Then she said that, "Mataji, you need not you need not forbear this pain. You can tell us, if it is 10, where is your pain?" So I said, "It is 8. So she said that, "Please tell us. Then only we can call the doctor and give you something to relieve the pain." So they gave me medicine, and then I always need air. So they brought, the head was so hot. I think if anything, wet towel also they were keeping, it was getting dried immediately. So they brought one fan and kept it near me. And when I was removed to the room also, they had taken that fan along with me. Even now I always need a fan. So anyway, that is different. So this girl in that condition, when she was just going out, so I asked her, "How long are you working here?" So she said something. Then I said, "What is your husband doing?" Then that also she replied. Then I said, "Are you able to manage your family?" because I found that the husband is not earning that much. Then her eyes became full with tears. So then she was telling about her house. So I told her something, I don't know, I must have consoled her by saying something. Then she turned to go, came back again. Why did you ask me all this? So then I said that I just happened to look at your face, I felt that you are very sad. So she was crying. When we don't think of ourselves, we can understand the sorrow of others. Sorrow of others. And people will be having so many fears, so many anxieties. You can, remaining wherever you are, just take away this feeling from yourself, only your thought, thought. Even spirituality. Am I progressing? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? Be like a sky. Be like a sky and let God give you everything. Let it fall into your open book, open basket. Don't have any preconceived ideas that I must do this kind of sadhana, that kind of sadhana. Only see whether your mind is becoming expanded, whether you are loving everybody, in spite of whatever they are. They may be of many kind of natures. Say, so many people are here. Somebody was asking that, is your expectation, is the group up to your expectation? I said, we had no expectation. Even now we don't have any expectation. We know that some will learn, some will not learn. Some are not doing their manana. Some are only talking. When they are going away, they are only making groups and talking other things. We know that very well. We have no expectation. We are very happy. We embrace all of you equally. So how will we learn this? We learn when we come to a realized Mahatma. We are just as we have learned from Swamiji. Maybe we have not yet fully learned. Even now, so many times, Swamiji said, you should have behaved like this. The very other day he told me, you should have told this in a different manner. And in that, we should be absolutely ready to hear what the Guru says. Mostly what we do, we just justify. No, I did not think this or I did not do this. So, I'm just remembering one shloka, it's a very beautiful shloka. Now, where is my shloka gone? Here. So, I was telling you that wherever you are, you can, think of others. Try to give happiness to others in your small manner. So this shloka says, the best dana is to give abhaya. Abhaya. There are people, even to somebody says that, oh, I'm feeling very afraid. Maybe it is your sister, brother, your colleague, in whichever may be the reason, whatever may be the reason. Na bhupradanam, na subarnadanam, na gopradanam, tathannadanam, yatha vadanti mahapradanam, sarveshu daneshu abhayapradanam. Dana, dana is a very good thing to do. So what is earlier days, Brahmins were given danas. So it is said that bhu pradanam, to give land. Earlier Brahmins will be given land, then they will be given gold and some wealth, they will be given cows. So this shloka is saying, I think this shloka is from Niti Shatakam. Niti Shatakam by Bhartrihari. So, na bhu pradanam. Na bhu pradanam. This bhu pradanam is not considered to be, it is a dana, but not even that. Na suvarna danam. Not even the dana of gold. Suppose somebody gives you gold, it's a big dana. Suppose you give land to somebody, it's a very big dana. When somebody comes a help seeker, we maximum may give 10 rupees, 20 rupees. Suppose you give a land, that person will faint. So, and more than that, suppose you give something gold, it's a big dana. Na bhu pradanam, na suvarna danam, na go pradanam, even giving cows those days. Tatha annadanam. And annadanam is supposed to be the best of gift. Somebody is hungry, you give food. That is the best of a gift. Yatha vadanti ha mahapradanam. What is the mahapradanam? The best of gift. Sarveshu daneshu abhaya pradanam. If you give abhaya to somebody, that is the best of gift. You may give it to anybody. You may give it to your sister, brother, mother. Maybe somebody is sick. You give, go and tell that don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It is a best gift. Yesterday, that day you saw that one Usha who cooks for us. Her husband is having liver cancer now. So yesterday, I'm just about to come here. I'm just taking my notes, putting them in my folder. I have no time. She comes nicely. Because yesterday the husband had gone to the doctor. They have said something. So she wants to share with me at that time. So I was thinking, I don't have time. How to tell her? She must be so sad. So then I said that, Pedikanda, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. And you know that I have to go for the class now. You tell to Chandrika ji, I will hear from Chandrika later. And today morning I heard all the details. So these things, how will we learn? Only learn from people. Even in our life also there are so many people with good qualities. That is why it is called, that it is said that have good company. Good company. And especially for spiritual people, you must see which company will make your mind elevated. Have that company. And slowly you may have to come away from many other companies, many other associations which take your mind to, worldliness. So, being fond of spirituality, being fond of God, we cannot do this, that we climb 10 steps and then we allow such associations by which we come down 5 steps. So there, without hurting such people, making them feel that they are also embraced, we are there for their needs, but time should be spent with such association, in such association where the mind will only become elevated and elevated. But never hate anybody who is in worldliness, never come away, withdraw from them, always make them feel that you love them, embrace them, but now the interest is different. So, how to now? The question becomes, in what way do we become fond of God? So, I have been telling you that shloka is one way, and many of you are reading scriptures. So, I can tell you how in my life all this was growing. Before coming also, I was chanting many shlokas. After coming, so many shlokas. And Swamiji would teach us or tell us many shlokas, by which the love for God would increase, like love for Krishna. So this is from Sri Krishna Karnamritam. There is a book called Sri Krishna Karnamritam. I think Swamiji just referred to that. He was that Taruna Aruna Karunamaya. He is teaching one shloka. That is from Sri Krishna Karnamritam. It seems that Sri Krishna Karnamritam, the poet, he had an idol. So he will write one shloka and look at his idol. If the idol nodded the head, that means you can keep that poetry. So there are many shlokas on Sri Krishna. So Krishna is very small. We all know that he used to go to the Gopikas' houses and steal butter with his big, group of similar boys, same boys, all the Gopa boys. And he was very fond of monkeys also. Wherever he would go, the monkeys also will follow. Then he would steal the butter, give it to the eat himself, give to the friends, and will give to the monkeys also. So naturally the Gopikas used to get very, very annoyed, and they always would like to catch him red-handed, and he would run away. So now one day what happened? When he with his friends have tiptoed and come to one pot of butter, and what he used to do, if the gopikas would keep the butter pot quite high, hanging. So either they will find some kind of stool and get onto it. If nothing was there, one boy will stand or maybe kneel down. On that, some other boy will stand. On that, other boy will stand, and ultimately they will reach that pot. So that day what happened? Krishna is on the top of other boys, and he is able to reach the pot, and he has put his hand to take the butter. And the gopika enters the room, caught red-handed, seeing that the boy. So she is saying, Kaspam balaf balanuja kimihate manmandira shankaya yuktam tannavanita bhanda vivare hastam kimartham nyase mata kanchana vatsakam mrigayitum maga vishadakshanat ityevam varavallavi prativachaha krishnasya pushnatunaha. So the poet has written so many shlokas. The last line is that Krishna did this, Krishna did that. Such Krishna, let that Krishna protect us. This is the last line. So here, what has happened? Krishna has put the hand. So the gopika has come, red-handed, caught. So she is asking, Kastvam balaha, who are you? Boy, who are you? So he says in a very small whispering voice, not telling his own name, Bala Anujaha. I am not telling his name. I am Krishna, he is not saying. I am Balarama's younger brother. Balarama's younger brother. I am Bala Anuja. Kimihate. Why have you come here? She said, Manmandira Shankaya. Oh, why I have come here? This is my house. I thought this is my house. Yuktam. So that lady said, okay, I understand you thought it is your house. Tan navanita bhanda vivare hastam kimarthavanyase. Okay, you have thought that this is your house. Can you tell me why have you put your hand in this butter pot? Matah kanchana vatsakam mrigaitum. She said, oh, don't you know? We went to graze the cows, and there were so many calves. When we go, we count them. And when we bring also, we count them. Now one calf is missing. So we are looking for the calves everywhere. I thought the calf is here. I thought the calf is here. Matah kanchana vatsakam mrigaitum maga vishadakshana. Saying this, I said, don't worry, mother, don't worry. This is the reason that I have put my hand here. Ityevam varavallavi prativachaha krishnasya pushnatunaha. Like the Krishna who used to do like this, that Krishna, let that Krishna protect us. Then he is asking, mother, mataha. Matah kim yadunatha dehi chashakam kim tena patum payaha. Tannastyadya kadasti va nisha kavandhakarodayah amilakshi yugam nishapyupagata dehiti maturmuhu vakshojam shukakarshanodyatakaraha Krishna sapushnatunah. He came running. Mataha. Kim yadunatha? Oh, Yadunatha, what happened? See, when we love somebody, we give so many names, no? Evam vratasva priyanama kirtya jatanuragaha. When we love somebody, we give so many names. So many names. A small child will call by so many names. The father will give one or two names, mother will give one or two names, the grandmother, the grandfather, like that. By that, you know what happens? And why we give name? because we love. Jata Anuragaha. The love. So Yadunatha also has many names. So many names our Krishna has. Only 108 only we use for puja, but he has so many names. So mother is saying, Kim Yadunatha, what has happened? Dehi chashakam, he was in great hurry. He has come running. Mata, mata, mata. Dehi chashakam, give me a plate. Kim tena, the mother is asking, what for? What for you want a plate now? Patum payaha, I will drink milk. Tannasti adya. Mother said, no, this is not the time for milk. So he becomes very disappointed. Kadhasti va, when is the time for milk? Nishi. Mother said Nishi, that is at night. Night is the time for milk. I'll give you milk at that time. This is not the time. Then he asked, Nisha kava, what is night, mother? So mother said, Andhakaro udayaha, when it becomes dark. So you know what she did immediately? Amilakshi yugam nishapyupagata. Immediately he closed his eyes and said, Andhakara has come, so give me milk, give me milk, give me milk. Dehi timatur muho. So that Krishna who behaves like this and saying that Andhakara has come, so please give me milk, and saying mother's dress she was pulling, that Krishna, let that Krishna protect us. So Swamiji used to teach us these shlokas. There are many more. In fact, yesterday he was telling something about shlokas. So I was feeling that he should tell you many more shlokas are there, very beautiful ones. Not only that, not only from these scriptures, but other ways also, Kalidasa and all that, beautifully. So now, with these, when we are hearing this, I'm telling you this, somebody has written about it, he must have felt that love for Krishna, so he has written this in words. And when we are reading this, and when I'm even explaining it, so much of joy we are getting. And who is this Krishna? He always remains new. He doesn't grow old. All other children in our house, when the children are small, we may feel that, they are really divine beings. But they grow old. But Krishna never grows old. That is why, Tadeva Ramyam Ruchiram Navam Navam. He is always Nava. So one side is this. And then we must start talking to God. Talking to God. That so many poets, so many seers, they have expressed their feelings in poetry. No sodaro na janako janani na jaya. If we feel that much love for the Supreme Lord, it may be Krishna, it may be Shiva, Vishnu, anything. The thing is that we start feeling that you are my dearest, you are my nearest, you are in my heart, my antaratma. So he's saying, no sodaro na janako janani na jaya, naivatmajo na chakulam vipulam balam va, sandrishyate na kila kopi sahayako me, tasmat tvameva sharanam mama shankhapane. These have to be chanted with feelings. He's saying, no sodaro, I don't have any sahodara. That is, no siblings. Na janako janani na jaya. I do not have father, mother, and a wife. Naivatmajo. I do not have any children also. Nacha kulam vipulam balam va. I do not belong to a very good lineage. I do not have lot of strength also. Strength and wealth. Sandrishyate nakila kopi sahayakame. Everybody feels, that I have siblings, I have parents, I have husband and wife, my children, so many people are there, I have money, so these will help me. I find that I have nothing, and I find that there is nobody to help me. Even with everything, at times we feel there is nobody to help me. Don't we feel? There is nobody to help. So he's writing. See, the feelings have come out in the form of poetry. So he's saying, Tasmat Tvameva Sharanam Mama Shankapane. O Shankapani, you, Lord Vishnu, Sri Krishna, I take refuge at your feet. And this refuge, what Kunti said, when we are in difficulty, we think about you. We should not be doing that, it is true. But we should be taking refuge at his feet in our happiness and in unhappiness, every moment. Nichopi papa valitopi vininditopi bruyatavahamiti yastu kilaikavaram tam yachasisha nijalokamiti vratam te tasmat tvameva sharanam mama shankhapane nichopi papa valitopi vininditopi. I am considered to be a person who has fallen with lot of impurities, lot of sin. And I am being criticized, always commented upon. Nobody likes me, hates me. But you have given a promise. Bruyat tavahamiti yastu kilaikavaram. You have said, if we can at least once say, I belong to you, then tam yachasi isha nija loka mriti vratamte. You have taken a vow that if anyone says, whosoever it may be, even if that person has a lot of evil tendencies, is condemned by others, if that person has said, oh God, I belong to you, you alone, then you will make me feel I am yours. That is, you will give me your loka. You will make me merge with you. That is why, tasmat tvameva sharanam mama shankapane. So even if we don't chant, I think I started chanting after reading only. Reading and feeling the meaning, beautiful. And these are the feelings we have at times. So, started, see this one also is there in our prayer. Na dharma nishtosmi na chatma vedi, na bhakti mam svaccharanāravinde, akinchano ananyagati sharanyam, tvatpadamulam sharanam prapadye. So, I am not dharmanishtaha. I am not given to all these puja, worship and all that. I am not atmavidi. I don't know myself. I am not self-realized. I am not treading that path also. Na bhakti mam tvascharanaravinde. I do not have bhakti at your feet also. Sometimes I have, sometimes I do not have. That is my condition. Akinchano ananyagati sharanam. And I do not have anything. Nobody. I feel lonely, alone. So, I am taking refuge at your feet. Tvat padamulam sharanam prapadye. I take refuge. So this way, when we read the Shastras, what are these? These are not from Shastras, not the sacred texts. These are the utterances of devotees who have tread this path. Their experiences they have written in poetry form. And somehow it has come to us. And we feel that, so much of connection we feel. We are also like that sometimes. If we could write, we will also write. So these are the things. Anyasya dosha guna chintanam ashu muktva seva katha rasamaho nitaram pivatvam. We must read the life stories of such devotees and saintly peoples, so that we understand what has been their commitment, what has been their austerity, what has been their dedication, what has been their one-pointedness, how did they grow to that one-pointedness. All that we cannot learn from this Upanishads or Bhagavad Gita, where you don't get the life story. So for life story, actually in the life, what happens? We can read from the... everybody tells me that, when you tell the actual, some situations, some incidents from your life, it becomes very real and we can connect. That is the thing. So, yesterday I was telling that we saw the characteristics of devotees. So one is this. In one way we have faith in God. We understand and get the knowledge that God alone is everywhere, Brahman alone is there. And then to be anchored in that knowledge, what we have to do? We have to imbibe the qualities, strive to have the qualities of devotees, of self-realized people. Yani eva sthita pratyasya lakshanani, tani eva sadhanani. Whatever are the qualities of a true devotee, of a self-realized holy person, their characteristics are our aim. That we have to constantly imbibe. And along with that, read this, go through this, chant if you can, and as far as possible in the mind, keep these thoughts alive whenever you get time. And this, somebody has written that I like to think of God, but when it comes to Brahman, I feel that I'm not able to do that, and it becomes a little dry. No, it will not be dry, because we are having the aim. Why do we think of God? We are thinking we are giving a shape, a form to God, some form. You may like Krishna, you may like Shiva, you may like Devi, whosoever you like. I always feel that it is the same God. God is the same, one, without a second, all-pervading. We are just like our children also, no? So suppose somebody has a daughter. One day, the mother will be putting one pink dress and make the child wear a pink dress. Another day, a yellow dress, and matching jewelry. So you are ornamenting and decorating your own one child in a different manner. Similarly with us, we are given to variety, so we want to have variety. But it is one. But since there is a form and we feel a relationship, you have an emotional attachment. Swamiji always says that we must have an emotional mind and rational intelligence. So, when we think of Brahman, with our intelligence, we must understand that just as when we think of God, we are actually thinking about His magnificence. God is not simple like us. We are considering God because we think that He is something very great. He is very magnificent. He has so many, His glory is such. We are nothing compared to God. And when we are thinking of Brahman, Nirakara, so we have to then think about the qualities. Every quality should make us feel very inspired. Every quality. See, those days Swamiji used to teach me slokas. He was telling, no? And slokas with no reference. He'll be walking and standing and saying that you say. So, like that, many slokas I had learnt, and many slokas because of my own effort. This is one sloka. Pratyak brahma vichara purvamubhayor ekatva bodhad vina kaivalyam purushasya siddhyati parabrahmatmata lakshanam nasnanairapi kirtanairapi japaih no krishna chandrayanaih no vapyadvara yajna dana nigamaih no mantra tantrairapi Pratyak Brahma Vichara Purvamubhayorekatva Vina Kaivalyam Purushasya Siddhyati Parabrahmatmata Lakshanam Nasnanairapi Kirtanairapi Japaihi No Krishna Chandrayanaihi No Vapyadvarayatya Dana Nigamaihi No mantra tantrairapi. This I had to learn without any book. So anyway, so this says for a man, liberation. In Vedanta, liberation is understanding one's own real nature. And that is the identity between one's own self and the Parabrahman. Brahman, the universal self. So, and that is attained through Vedantic contemplation. Just like we contemplate on God, this has to be contemplated upon Brahman. Now, what is Brahman? Do we understand? Unless one realizes neither we know God nor we know Brahman. How do we think of Brahman? By the attributes which is given. That too it is neti neti, not this, not this, not this. So, Pratyak Brahma Vichara Purvam. It is through Vedantic contemplation on the nature of Brahman, which has been handed down to us through our scriptures. That Brahman is this, this, this. And without the knowledge of this identity, that is, I am the self, and what is Brahman, we are same. In Swamiji's class, he is explaining it in great detail. This what electromagnetic waves and all that he was saying today. And only by contemplation we can do it. That means we have to do the contemplation. Just by knowing this or this shloka or chanting, learning it, will not do. Contemplation has to be done. How will the contemplation be done? And why will we spend time in the contemplation? Because we love it. We are loving this path. And it cannot be done, cannot be attained by innumerable bath. Na snanairapi. You go and take bath in all holy rivers. You cannot get it. Na snanairapi kirtanairapi na japaihi. By kirtana, by japa, you will not get it. Na krishna chandrayanaihi. That is by physical austerities and vows and all that, you will not able to get. We keep vows, we do fasting, we do many kind of austerities during festivals and all that. With that, we will not get it. Then, nova pyadvara yajna dana nigamaihi. Not by yaga, yajna, dana, scholarly studies, not by anything, not by mantra and tantra, we will not be able to get. By what we will get? Contemplation. So, introspection and contemplation, whatever we are learning, even this learning, say I am trying to tell you that how to remain Govinda Parirambhitaha. That is how to feel God always. That one sentence, that I want to remain anchored, you have to contemplate on it. Why I am not able to remain in that? What is it? What did Ma say? Or what are the Shastras saying? All the three of us are saying the same thing in a different manner. Then, Vedanta Vakyeshu Sadaramantaha Bhikshanna Matrena Chatushtimantaha Ashokamantah Karane Charantaha Kaupinavantah Khalu Bhagyavantah Vedanta Vakyeshu Sadaramantaha Bhikshanna Matrena Chatushtimantaha. This is Kaupina Panchakam. It's so nice to chant this. He's telling that for Kaupina, those who are wearing only the loincloth, that is the sannyasis, they have left aside the sannyasinis. Maybe there were not so many sannyasinis at that time. So, Shankaracharya has written it. So he's saying, I'll just chant first. Vedanta Vakyeshu Sadaramantaha भिक्षान्नमात्रेण च तुष्टिमन्तः अशोकमन्तः करणे चरन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः मूलं तरोः केवलमाश्रयन्तः पाणिद्वयं भोक्तुमामन्त्रयन्तः कन्थामिव श्रीमपि कुत्सयन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः स्वानन्दभावे परितुष्टिमन्तः सुशान्त सर्वेन्द्रियवृत्तिमन्तः अहर्निशं ब्रह्मणि ये रमन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः देहादिभावं परिवर्तयन्तः स्वात्मानमात्मन्यवलोकयन्तः नान्तं न मध्यं न बहिस्मरन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः ब्रह्माक्षरं पावनमुच्चरन्तः ब्रह्माहमस्मीति विभावयन्तः भिक्षाशिनो दिक्षु परिभ्रमन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः. Do you like hearing? Why do we like, See, in the life of many, one will not be a Kaupinavanta. That is, one will not become a sannyasi or a renunciate. But to think that such a state exists, where you are only in the embrace of Brahman, only thinking this, which we are not able to do, but we understand the value of it. We understand what that stage is. So to read this and understand this, what are this that gives a joy, immediately takes us to that state. Even though we may fall from it, but it gives that, that kind of an experience. That kind of an experience. Vedanta vakyeshu sada ramantaha भिक्षान्न मात्रेण च तुष्टिमन्तः अशोकमन्तः करणे चरन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः. You want to chant? Okay. Vedanta vakyeshu sada ramanto. It's written ramanto, but I am saying ramantaha. It's a Sanskrit grammar. Vedanta vakyeshu sada ramantaha
Vedanta vakyeshu sada ramantaha
Bhikshanna matrena cha tushtimantaha
Bhikshanna matrena cha tushtimantaha
Ashokamantah karane charantaha
अशोकमन्तः करणे चरन्तः
कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः
कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः.
So while chanting, we all become renunciates. Renunciate. Nothing is there. No Sodaro, no Janako, no Jaya. Nothing is there. Only who is there? Myself and the knowledge that I am Brahman. So, next one. Shall I tell the meaning of this first? Okay. Vedanta vakyeshu sada ramantaha. Reveling in the thoughts of Vedantic declarations, whatever the Vedanta is telling us, the knowledge. Sada bhikshanna matrena tushtimantaha. Always, sada means always. Bhikshanna matra, the renunciates are supposed to wander about actually. And whatever they get by begging alms, whatever they get, they are supposed to be satisfied with that. So ever pleased with his beggar's morsel. Antahkarane ashokam charantaha. With his heart free from sorrow, he wanders about. He is always reveling in the thoughts of Vedanta ever pleased with whatever he gets as food. Antahkarane ashokam charanta. He has no affliction in his heart. Kaupinavantah khalu bhagyavantaha. Blessed indeed is the wearer of the loincloth. You can make it as a renunciate. Moolam taroh kevalam ashrayantaha. Say.
मूलं तरोः केवलम् आश्रयन्तः
पाणिद्वयं भोक्तुमामन्त्रयन्तः
पाणिद्वयं भोक्तुममन्त्रयन्तः
कण्ठामिव श्रीमपि कुत्सयन्तः
कण्ठामिव श्रीमपि कुत्सयन्तः
कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः
कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः
मूलं तरोः केवलमाश्रयन्तः
मूलं तरोः केवलमाश्रयन्तः
He is sitting at the foot of a tree for shelter. So for his shelter, a tree is enough. Panidvayam bhoktum amantrayantaha. Eating from his hands. Whatever he has got as food, he eats from his hand. No plate, nothing is there. He is happy with that. Kantham iva shrimapi kutsayantaha. And he has a torn piece of cloth. He has a torn piece of cloth to wear around. He spurns wealth like a torn piece of cloth will be thrown away. When we get a torn piece of cloth, or if our dresses get torn, maybe once or twice we will mend it. After some time we will give it away or throw it away. So wealth, he has that attitude towards wealth. He doesn't want it. Kaupinavanta khalu bhagyavantaha. Swananda bhave paritushtimantaha.
स्वानन्दभावे परितुष्टिमन्तः
सुशान्त सर्वेन्द्रियवृत्तिमन्तः
सुशान्त सर्वेन्द्रियवृत्तिमन्तः
अहर्निशं ब्रह्मणि रमन्तः
अहर्निशं ब्रह्मणि रमन्तः
कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः
कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः
स्वानन्दभावे परितुष्टिमन्तः
स्वानन्दभावे परितुष्टिमन्तः
सुशान्त सर्वेन्द्रियवृत्तिमन्तः
सुशान्त सर्वेन्द्रियवृत्तिमन्तः
अहर्निशं ब्रह्मणि रमन्तः
अहर्निशं ब्रह्मणि रमन्तः
कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः
कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः
स्वानन्दभावे परितुष्टिमन्तः. He is satisfied, absolutely satisfied by the bliss within himself. He doesn't look for bliss or happiness from outside. We are always looking from outside objects. But his bliss is inside. He knows that there is a bliss full of the inside, there is a fountain of bliss. Only he has to tap it. So he knows it, and so he is Swananda Bhave Paritushtimantaha. In his own Ananda, Swa Ananda, he is absolutely satisfied. Do you want this Swananda? We are always looking for Ananda from outside. So we must find this Swananda, the faith that it is there. It is there. So if that is there, how foolish we are. How foolish. The most of the lifespan we are only wasting going after other Ananda. Then Sushanta Sarvendriya Vrittimantaha. He is absolutely peaceful because he has restrained and controlled his senses. What bring about disturbances to our mind? The senses. Our senses are such that they are constantly going here and there, and not only they go, they tell our mind also to follow. And the mind If foolishly it goes, follows, it's gone. And mind always will go also. Who should control the mind? The intelligence. The intelligence has to be sharpened. Intelligence has to have the knowledge. Intelligence has the knowledge now that there is something, self. And we should not go behind this. The ananda which we can get in our own being, that is eternal. Compared to any other ananda, intelligence tells us. So then the mind will go on this path. So Sushanta Sarvendriya Vrittimantaha. All the cravings of the senses have become absolutely Shanta, quiet. Ye Aharnisham Brahmani Ramantaha. Who always delights in the thought of Brahman. See, all this, when you, I don't know how you will read it. When I was reading it, I started reading it much before, not after becoming sannyasi. I used to get a lot of joy in this. Would not understand many of the words at that time. So, what I feel is that when we read any shloka, when we have to compare with ourselves, am I like this? I want to be like this. First, am I like this? I want to be like this. Then the question is, why is it that I am not like this? What is hindering me? Like this we should read. Dehadibhavam parivartayantaha.
Dehadibhavam parivartayantaha.
Swatmanamatmanyavalokyantaha.
Swatmanamatmanyavalokyantaha.
Nantam na madhyam na bahismarantaha.
Nantam na madhyam na bahismarantaha.
Kaupinavantah khalu bhagyavantah.
Kaupinavantah khalu bhagyavantah.
Dehadibhavam parivartayantaha.
Dehadibhavam parivartayantaha.
Swatmanamatmanyavalokyantaha.
Swatmanamatmanyavalokyantaha.
Nantam na madhyam na bahismarantaha.
Nantam na madhyam na bahismarantaha.
Kaupinavantah khalu bhagyavantah.
Kaupinavantah khalu bhagyavantah.
Dehadibhavam parivartayantaha. So he witnesses the changes in his mind, body, intelligence. So he remains as a witness. Swatmanam atmanyavalokyantaha. And he sees his self within himself. He is able to realize. Nantam na madhyam na bahismarantaha. He is not at all giving any kind of any heed to outer, inner, middle, what is happening in between. Nothing. He does not give any kind of interest he has about whether it is when it has happened earlier or now or later. That is what is happening in his life. He is not interested in that. He doesn't follow that. What he is following, he is only in Brahman. Everything in Brahman he is seeing. So, Kaupinavantah khalu bhagyavantaha. Brahmaksharam pavanamuccharantaha.
Brahmaksharam pavanamuccharantaha.
Brahmahamasmiti vibhavayantaha.
Brahmahamasmiti vibhavayantaha.
Dikshashino dikshu paribhramantaha.
Bhikshashino dikshu paribhramantaha.
Kaupinavantah khalu bhagyavantaha.
Kaupinavantah khalu bhagyavantaha.
Pavanam brahmaksharam uchcharantaha. He chants the very pure, the name of Brahman, which is absolutely pure. Brahmaksharam, these words Uchcharantaha. He keeps on chanting them. And these are very, very pure. Brahmahamasmiti vibhavayantaha. And he meditates on, I am the Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. I am the Brahman. Bhikshashinaha dikshu paribhramantaha. And chanting the name of Holy Brahman, meditating on I am Brahman, he wanders about in all directions, living on alms. Bhikshashinaha dikshu. Dikshu means in all dik. Paribhramantaha. He moves about. Kaupinavanta khalu bhagyavanta. They are the most blessed ones, are they. Why? They are moving around without any desire, without any possessiveness, without any clinging, without ego. Whatever comes, they are okay with it. They are happy with it. They are satisfied by it. Their only interest is Brahman. Their all delight is from Brahman. They rejoice only in Brahman. They are only witnessing what is happening in the body, mind and intelligence. As a witness, they move about. Even in the house also, we can try to do this. Try to do this. Maybe not 100%. One will not be able to do, or may be able to do, but at least we should try. We understand that such a state is there. Kaupinam shatakhanda jarjarataram kantha punastadrishi naischintyam nirapeksha bhaikshyamakshanam nidrashmashane vane svatantrena nirankusham viharanam swantam prashantam sada स्थैर्यं योगमहोत्सवे च यदि त्रैलोक्यराज्येन किं कौपीनं शतखण्डजर्जरतरं कन्था पुनस्तादृशी नैश्चिन्त्यं निरपेक्षभैक्षमशनं निद्राश्मशाने वने स्वातन्त्र्येण निरङ्कुशं विहरणं स्वान्तं प्रशान्तं सदा स्थैर्यं योगमहोत्सवेऽपि च यदि त्रैलोक्यराज्येन किम्. This is about that Kaupinavanta. This Shankaracharya has written Kaupinavanta khalu bhagyavanta, and the one that I am chanted now is from Bhartrihari, Vairagya Shatakam. What does he say? Kaupinam shatakhanda jarjarataram. They are moving around and with a loincloth. And that loincloth also is torn in 100 places. Kantha punastadrishi. He has a, like this, I have one cloth to cover him. That is also tadrishi, means like that. That is 100 places it is torn. Naischintyam, but still he is having nischintata. What is nischintata? No worry. No worry. Naischintyam nirapeksha bhaiksham ashanam. He has no worry. And nirapeksha bhaiksham. That is, he is not wanting. He is not expecting. Whatever comes, if he gets something, he will eat. If he doesn't get anything, that is also okay. If we can have that kind of an attitude in all our actions, activity, attitudes, we will be like them. What? Like them is blessed. We are suffering only because of our expectations. Expectations, this unconditional love you asked, only because we are expecting. Unconditional it will become when we do not expect. So they don't expect. Now if somebody gives a cloth, he will wear very happily. If nothing is there, he is going around. He doesn't know whether food will come or not come. He is not worried. He is going around with nischintata, without any worry. Swatantrena nirankusham viharanam. So because his attitude is like this, he is very independent. Nowhere, no bondage. He doesn't have to think, Otherwise, suppose we go from one to place, many of you will go sightseeing or for some trips. There will always be a feeling that, oh, whether there is a shop, whether we can get some tea and coffee, we are very thirsty, whether we get a cold drink or not. So many thoughts will be there in the mind. Nothing. So naturally he is very independent, no bondage, nothing. Swatantrena nirankusham viharanam. So his wandering is without any hindrance. He has no hindrance in his mind. That is why Swantam Prashantam Sada. That is why he is Swantam. He is not thinking of the outside things. His mind is inside him. And that is why, what is he? Prashantam. Prashantam. We are not able to be so because our mind is always from outside things. We have to think so many things, plan so many things. We do have to do. It's not that we can leave everything. Don't think that you have to leave everything. In all your jobs, your professions and your household, everything has to be done. But without clinging. Without clinging. Without having any particular expectation that this has to be like this. This has to be like this. You make an effort, best of effort, try to be perfect, try to be excellent, but whatever comes, accept it. That is what we are learning from these slokas. What? Swantam, Prashantam Sada. If you can be like this, you'll become Prashanta. Mind will be absolutely calm and tranquil. Sthairyam yoga mahotsave pichayadi Trailokya Rajyena Kim. And how is he able to do that? He is stable in his Yoga Mahotsava. This is the word. See, the Mahotsava word we got somewhere else also. Shashvan Mahotsavan. Manasaha Shashvan Mahotsavam. His Yoga Mahotsava. He is merged and united with his own self, which is giving him the joy of what? Mahotsava. And that joy is so much, that gain is so much. He says, Trailokya Rajyena Kim. What will I do with all the wealth and abundance of the three worlds? I don't want anything. This is what he is saying. Because he is stable in his unity with his own self. He is stable there. So he is able to say like this. Stairyam yoga mahotsavepi Stairyam yoga mahotsavepi cha yadi Trailokya Rajyena Kim. So he says that what will I do with the Trailokya Rajya when we want more and more wealth, luxury, comfort, security. For what? To be peaceful, to be happy, to be, thinking that we have got everything. He is getting without all that. So he says, I don't want, in my merging with myself, I have got everything. So he says like this. And so these, it's very, very important to go through all these things and understand what are these. So I will chant this and stop today. Stop today, and tomorrow is the last class. Tomorrow we will do what is this Nitya Yuktata. Just now in this sloka, what is the last line? Stairyam yoga mahotsave pichayadi. That is, one is stable in his yoga, that is, in his unity or union with the self, which is a mahotsava. And we have to do that. Always feel that we are in the bosom of the self, bosom of God. Wherever we go, we do not lose the touch of divinity. That is what we want. So tomorrow we will do. Why we are not able to do? First of all, we are not able to be fixed in our thought that God is everything. Simply be absolutely stable in that knowledge. And how will you be stable? You will be stable by all that we do in our thought, in our speech, in our actions, in our interactions. We find that we are following it, or whether we are falling from it. That is constant introspection should be there, that whether we are following that knowledge or whether we are falling from it. Maybe we'll fall, initially we will fall many times. Just like when a child learns to walk, it will fall many times. After that, it will be only, moving, shaking, dwindling. After that, it will become stable. So like that, we have to spend that time and not get disappointed thinking that, why is it not happening? Maybe it will never happen. No, it will happen. So I wanted to read this. There are many slokas, but I thought that I will chant only these slokas. This is for the Brahman. Shall I chant? This is Brahma Jnanavali by Shankaracharya again. Asangoham, asangoham, asangoham punah punah Satchidananda rupoham ahamevaham avyayah Nitya Shuddha Vimuktoham Nirakaroham Avyayah Bhumananda Swarupoham Ahamevaham Avyayah Nityoham Niravadyoham Nirakaroham Achyutah Paramananda Rupoham Ahamevaham Avyayah Shuddha Chaitanya Rupoham Atma Ramohamevacha Akhandananda Rupoham Ahamevaham Avyayah. I was giving reply to one question that I am given to devotion. I can think of God, but Brahman makes me a little dry. I cannot understand. How beautiful are these? Do you like? Do you like? So these are the qualities of Brahman. Just the word Brahman, how will we grow love for that word unless we know what Brahman represents? Asangoham, unattached I am, unattached I am. And we all want to become unattached. Only because of attachment we are suffering. Unattached I am, unattached I am, unattached I am. Punah punaha. Always I want to become unattached, always. Satchidananda rupoham ahamevaham avyayah. And I am of the nature of existence, consciousness, bliss. I am the very self. Ahamevaham avyayah. I am the self and I am indestructible. I am ever unchanging. Related to oneself, we are constantly changing. Changing in the, I am very happy. Suddenly somebody has come and told me something or something happened, changed. Nothing has changed. If we can hold on to the self, go deep inside us, understand that my real nature is unchanging. So as soon as something happens outside, just dive deep into yourself and hold on to that unchanging factor. Nitya Shuddha Vimuktoham Nirakaroham Avyayah Bhumananda Swarupoham Ahamevaham Avyayah. I am eternal, Nitya, Shuddha, I am pure. I am liberated, Vimuktoham Nirakaroham. That is, I am formless, Avyayah, I am indestructible. And Bhumananda Swarupoham. I am of the nature of infinite bliss. Our Swamiji's name, Bhumananda. That is, it is the infinite. Bhuma means infinite. Nityoham niravadyoham nirakaroham achyutah paramananda rupoham ahamevahamavyayah. I am eternal, I am free from blemish, I am formless, I am indestructible, I am changeless. I am of the nature of supreme bliss, Paramananda Rupoham. Paramananda Rupoham. I think we all want that Paramananda, which does not get destroyed or does not change at all. This is our self. Ahamevaham abhyayah. Shuddha Chaitanya Rupoham. Ahamatmara Rupoham Atmaramohamevacha. Akhandananda Rupoham. Ahamevaham abhyayah. I am pure consciousness. Shuddha Chaitanya. Atmarama. I revel in my own self. Atma Ramaha. And Akhandananda Rupoham. I am of the nature of indivisible bliss. I am the self. I am indestructible and changeless. Asangoham, Asangoham. I chant all of you. Asangoham, 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 Punah Punah, Satchidananda Rupoham, Ahamevaham avyayah, Nitya Shuddha Vimuktoham, Nirakaroham avyayah, Bhumananda Swarupoham, Ahamevaham avyayah, Nityoham Niravadyoham Nirakaroham Achyutah Paramananda Rupoham Ahamevaham avyayah Shuddha Chaitanya Rupoham Atma Ramohamevacha Akhandananda Rupoham Ahamevaham avyayah. Okay. Sarvadharam sarvavastu prakasham sarvakaram sarvagam sarvashunyam nityam shuddham nishchalam nirvikalpam brahmadvaitam yat tadevahamasmi sarvadharam sarvavastu prakasham Sarvakaram sarvagam sarvashunyam nityam shuddham nischalam nirvikalpam brahmadvaitam yat tadevahamasmi brahmadvaitam yat tadevahamasmi. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. This is from Vivek Chudamani, 513. Okay. My dear children, time has to be spent. Whatever you do, whenever your mind is not engaged in your professional or very important work, so much time we have in hand, we waste our time. Okay then.